Summer break is upon us, and you're well aware of the significance, aren't you? Indeed, it marks the onset of an amusing period. While racing might take a backseat for the next month, the backstage is bound to brim with activity. The previous year is now etched in history as legendary, but can this season measure up to its grandeur? The initial whispers are already stirring, encompassing an unexpected maneuver at Ferrari and a potentially shorter tenure for Hamilton at Mercedes. Curious for more details? Stick around until the video concludes. On August 3, 2022, a tweet for the ages emerged from Oscar Piastri, etching its place in Formula One lore. With a single tweet, he shook up the Alpine team, denouncing a press release that erroneously declared his 2023 drive with them, a contract he hadn't actually signed. Declining Alpine's offer, as audacious as it was, saved him from a potential setback, considering Alpine's struggles. However, it also solidified his status as the most audacious rookie in Formula One history. The courage required to decline a Formula One seat via Twitter is truly remarkable. This season, such theatrics seem unlikely to repeat, as how could anything surpass that spectacle? Piastri's refusal paved the way for Pierre Gasly to bid farewell to Alpha Tauri, a team he seemed destined to remain with indefinitely. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso's delayed decision inadvertently allowed a contractual window in Piastri's agreement with Alpine to close, enabling him to join McLaren. And then came the remarkable move to Aston Martin, a choice that appeared questionable at first but now stands as the pinnacle of his career. Haas welcomed Nico Hülkenberg back to the grid, Logan Sargent secured a spot at Williams, and the inclusion of Nick de Vries in Alpha Tauri emerged as a significant misstep by both parties. Who will emerge as the underdog of the season? Who will orchestrate a transformative shift to propel themselves forward? Let's begin with Ferrari, a realm where destinies are forged. Charles Leclerc's ongoing contract with Ferrari is presently the longest standing in F1. In December 2019, the Scuderia secured him until the end of 2024, identifying him as the new focal point rather than the incumbent Vettel, who was subsequently sidelined a few months later. Leclerc exhibited patience through Ferrari's lean years in 2020 and 2021, showcasing brilliance amid the team's power deficit, before leading their championship pursuit after the regulations reset in 2022. However, this endeavor crumbled due to a series of errors and mechanical woes, and 2023 hasn't been significantly brighter for either Ferrari or Leclerc. During this summer, discussions have initiated about a third contract for the Monegasque driver, yet the potential for his departure remains a recurrent topic. In any case, he holds a pivotal position within Ferrari's upper echelons, which could prove decisive. Speculation regarding Leclerc's contract extension with Ferrari has been making waves of late. While neither the Italian outfit nor the Monegasque driver has officially affirmed these developments, insiders are hinting at a potential agreement structured as a 2+3 deal entailing an initial 2-year commitment with an option to extend for an additional 3 years. With the prospect of such a long-term commitment on the horizon, Italian media has been buzzing with speculation about Carlos Sainz's future within Ferrari. Back in April of the previous year, Carlos Sainz inked his present contract with Ferrari, marking the concluding segment of his original Scuderia deal. This transition followed his appointment in early 2020 to replace Vettel for the 2021 season, capping off a 6-year stint racing for Toro Rosso, Renault, and McLaren. Coincidentally, his current agreement aligns with teammate Leclerc's contract timeline. Sainz, like any athlete, prefers not to navigate the final year of a contract in uncertainty. Consequently, now is the opportune moment for him to secure his future prospects. Paddock rumor has frequently associated him with a potential move to Audi after completing his Sauber venture in 2026, although he has adamantly denied any discussions with the automotive giant. Reports from Technica indicate ongoing negotiations between Sainz and Ferrari, while his father, Carlos Sainz Sr., appears to be exploring alternative avenues should the Ferrari talks fall through. Among these possibilities, one intriguing option seems to be a potential shift to the Alpine team. Sainz Jr. supposedly aspires to attain parity with Charles Leclerc's terms. Despite matching his counterpart's performance during his first and third seasons on the team, Carlos has never held the favored position within Ferrari. Alpine is presently undergoing a transitional phase, witnessing significant changes in top-tier personnel. Both Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly are set to renegotiate their contracts in 2024. Given the sweeping transformations within the organization, the likelihood of one or both being replaced is substantial. This dynamic presents Carlos Sainz with a window of opportunity to transition to Alpine, affording him a platform to showcase his skill set, provided Alpine's competitive decline is arrested. Adding to the intrigue is the notion that Mattia Binotto, a previous signatory with Ferrari, could emerge as a potential long-term team leader for Alpine. Binotto's leadership experience and his historical ties with Carlos Sainz position him as a fitting candidate for Alpine's ambitious endeavors. Lewis Hamilton's ongoing contract with Mercedes was unveiled during the 2021 Austrian Grand Prix, midway through the single-season agreement he had penned earlier that year. While conjecture previously linked the seven-time champion with a potential move to Ferrari for 2024, such notions have been categorically dismissed by all involved parties. Hamilton joined Mercedes in 2013, and initial expectations foresaw a renewed contract during the preceding winter, as team principal Toto Wolff had indicated that private discussions would swiftly culminate in an agreement. Regrettably, those expectations were unmet. Subsequently, in early June, Wolff suggested that a new deal was imminent, soon to be measured in days rather than weeks. However, once again, a fresh contract did not materialize, with Mercedes' struggles this season often cited as a factor delaying the agreement. Nevertheless, recent reports carry a more optimistic outlook for Mercedes enthusiasts. I've come across numerous remarks from fans of Hamilton expressing their belief that he should part ways with the team. Where do you stand? Are you in favor of him staying put or embarking on a new journey? The seven-time world champion is reportedly in a phase of awaiting his legal team and representatives from Mercedes to iron out the final details of a fresh contract that will tether him to Formula One for the upcoming years. Recently, a particular matter has arisen, suggesting that Hamilton is keen on solidifying an ambassadorial role with Mercedes post-retirement. According to the Daily Mail, Mercedes didn't approve of Hamilton's request for a 10-year, $250 million ambassadorial deal for his life after active racing. Nonetheless, during the Belgian Grand Prix, Wolff emphasized that the new contract's focus remains centered on Hamilton's role as a driver. The discussions do not involve any ambassadorial role after Hamilton retires, as Wolff clarified. He affirmed that Hamilton has a substantial period ahead as a driver within the team, thus the contract's aim is solely to address contractual details. While it may appear somewhat uncertain, with loose ends yet to be tied, the delay lies in trivial aspects that require clarification within the contracts. Wolff and Hamilton have both stated in recent weeks that there are no significant obstacles impeding the contract's finalization, it's primarily a matter of legal fine-tuning. During the Hungarian Grand Prix, Hamilton expressed that the progress in sealing the contract is now beyond his direct involvement. He explained his desire for the process to focus on his other commitments, allowing the team to work on the matter in the background. In essence, the negotiations have reached their conclusion, with only minor details remaining. Depending on one's perspective, Hamilton will indeed continue with Mercedes for the foreseeable future. While the exact duration remains to be unveiled, it's anticipated that the financial terms will make him the highest-paid driver in Formula One history. Turning our attention to other drivers on the grid, Zhou Guanyu's contract expires at season's end. Although he hasn't quite measured up to his teammate Valtteri Bottas, he has still managed a reasonably commendable season with a struggling Alfa Romeo. Currently, his future remains uncertain. Daniel Ricciardo's short-term stint with Alpha Tauri is unlikely to be extended for another year, as he has repeatedly expressed his disinclination towards such an arrangement. This opens up a vacant seat that warrants consideration. Similarly, his Alpha Tauri teammate Yuki Tsunoda's contract is also set to conclude at the season's end. His close association with Honda has fueled speculation about a possible future role at Aston Martin. For the moment, the two drivers at Aston Martin seem relatively secure in their positions. Over at Haas, Logan Sargent and both current drivers are facing contract expirations at the close of the year. Sargent's performance has done little to convince Williams of his worthiness for a seat next year, making his departure a plausible outcome. At Haas, there have been murmurs suggesting Hülkenberg is close to securing a new contract, with negotiations over finer details being the only remaining task. Kevin Magnussen, conversely, has endured a challenging season despite securing 2 points finishes early on, putting him at substantial risk of facing a second forced retirement at the end of the year. Now it's your chance to contribute. Where do you foresee these drivers ending up? Which surprises do you anticipate for the season? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. We're eager to engage in discussions with you. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on future uploads and remain informed about the developments in the 2023 Formula One season.